Hi there everybody, Ricky Cool here with another Mississippi saxophone video. Check this out. This is the great Eddie Lockjaw Davis, one of my all-time favourite saxophone players. A master of short phrases and leaving gaps and working with the band. I hate to fade him out. Okay, I first became aware of Eddie Lockjaw Davis from the album that I was just playing there, which was called Person to Person, and the main artist on the album is a wonderful blues singer called Mildred Anderson. The two main soloists are Eddie Lockjaw Davis on saxophone and a wonderful hammond player, Shirley Scott. And my introduction to this album goes back to the days when I used to go to my local library, get any sort of jazz or blues albums I could find and transfer them, well, initially onto reel-to-reel tape, and then later, when I was able to do it, transfer them and make my own cassettes. And this is how I really got into Eddie Lockjaw Davis. As I said, he's a master of short phrases, leaving gaps. It's a little bit like Sonny Boy Williamson #2 is to blues harmonica. That's kind of one of Eddie Lockjaw Davis's sort of features. So we're going to look at one of his licks in this little video. So I've kind of prepared this. This is a song called I'm Free. And what happens is, after Mildred Anderson has sung the first part of the song, the first soloist is Shirley Scott. She takes about 5 solos straight off, gradually building and building and building the intensity. And then Lockjaw Davis comes in. So we're going to pick this up with her last solo coming into Eddie Lockjaw Davis. Check this out. I mean, she's going full tilt now. Here we go. One note. 3 notes. Chocolate fountain. Oh. That's the lick we're going to do. Okay, so there we are. Check the lick out again. I thought we'd do this one. You know something, I could have picked probably about 100 different licks from different tracks on this album. But I thought this one would be a good one to do because it's the last 4 bars of a 12-bar sequence. So you're starting the lick when the band is on the 5 chord, and it works whether they stay on the 5 chord or go from the 5 to the 4 and then to the 1. If they do 5, 5 and 1, it still works. So that's the lick. Now, because Lockjaw Davis is a saxophone player, this is in a great saxophone player's key. It's in the key of B flat, which means you'd need an E flat harmonica playing in 2nd position. And I realised that, you know, it's not a harmonica that's going to be the first one that players buy. But we'll just look at the lick in the key of B flat using the E flat harmonica, and then I'm going to transpose it down to a C harmonica, and then later on to a B flat, which are likely to be ones that you're more likely to have. Okay, so this is the lick tabbed out. Now there's a couple of things to point out about this. These smaller arrows here and here and here are like what we call ghost notes, and Lockjaw Davis is great at that, at ghosting a note and then going to something else. Here in brackets you can either play the 2 draw or the 3 blow. okay, which as a harmonica player you will know is playing the same note. So let's just have a little look again now at the lick. Here we go. Okay, right, it's on a loop. So I'm going to slow it right down. We start 1 draw to 2 blow, and then we've got 3 draw, half step bend. But it isn't just played straight, there's a kind of a little scoop into it. Okay, we'll listen again in a second, but it's a sorts of scoops into it. And then you get this little ghost note going back to the 3 draw, half step bend. So it's like that. And then at this point, you can either play 2 draw or 3 blow. If you go for the 2 draw, you're then going to need to get rid of some air, because this ghost note here, this 3 blow, could be an explosion of air, you know, which is a sort of a harmonica thing, or it could be the single note. So if I do it from the 2 draw, okay, so there I was just really having to let air escape, so it was more of a chord that I was getting. If I use the 3 blow, I can more accurately just make that an actual 3 blow ghost note. Okay? And then the ending, now that is really good on its own. Half step bend, 2 draw, 2 draw. You have to make sure you don't over pull it, because it's very easy to get that half step bend a bit flat. Okay, so this is going to be at the end of the video so that you can take a screenshot of it. Once we've got it, we can transpose that, of course, to any key we like. So now let's move to the to a C harmonica so that you can work along with me here. So holding this up still, here we go. So now I had to again let a little bit of air escape here so that I could have enough enough space in my lungs to be able to control that half step bend. Okay, so that's the lick, but what we've got to try and approach is the sort of phrasing that Lockjaw Davis puts into it. So let's just go back to the start of the lick. Here it comes. There's a little bit of a fall off at the end as well. There, on the last 2 notes, the 2 draw, half step bend to the 2 draw, you can kind of fall off the note. Okay, so first stage is to just try, if you can, to get the groove that Lockjaw Davis gets into that riff. Okay, now when you've got that, because what we want to be able to do is apply it to another situation. So let's pull up a couple of tracks which I've previously prepared, going to my my go-to backing tracks, MCCD sessions, and this one is it's a Chicago Shuffle in G. So I'm going to try and approach my playing on this with my Eddie Lockjaw Davis hat on, or my Sonny Boy Williamson hat on, if you like, as well. Try and leave plenty of space so that I can be working with the band. Right, here we go. Let's see what happens. This is a Lockjaw Davis riff. Now, here comes the riff we've gone through. Here's another one, Lockjaws. And so on. So you can see it'll work nicely against that kind of shuffle groove. Let's take another one. This is now fast Jazzy Blues in F, so I'm going to be using a B flat harmonica. Again, MCCD sessions. I'll put the links to these tracks in the description. Okay, let's see. Let's have a crack. Here we go. Here comes the riff. Yeah. I'll do the riff again. And so on. Okay. Well, there we go. It's just a really usable riff, and I'm going to put you a link to the whole of the Person to Person album, which is on YouTube. I just can't recommend enough soaking up the whole album and pinching as many of Lockjaw Davis's riffs as you can, because they will certainly help you develop a more unique style in your harmonica soloing. Particularly when you're down at a jam session. Here's a good story. This one actually I heard. It's all about T-Bone Walker, who was known as the master of the cutting session, where you get a number of players, guitarists in the case of T-Bone Walker, up there doing their thing, and T-Bone could cut them all. Well, there's a real case in point here. If you were down at your jam and you're following on from another harmonica player who might be a much technically better player than you, and you know they've been all over the harmonica, sort of playing a million notes, and sort of, you know, you're up next, and you're thinking, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to follow this. Take advice from certainly T-Bone Walker's advice, but take advice from Eddie Lockjaw Davis as well. Do the complete opposite. Just play minimalistic and really work with the band. If you've got a good rhythm section playing behind you, the players in the rhythm section will really lock into it, because you'll be working with them rather than showing off your dazzling technique. So I hope that's a useful tip. I hope you can make use of that riff, because I think it's an absolute belter. Belter is very much a British saying. Anyway, that's enough from me. This is Ricky Cool signing off, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you haven't done already, it would be lovely if you'd subscribe to the channel. As a saxophone player, I've got cupboards full of jazz albums, so I don't think there's any shortage of saxophone players that I'm going to be able to plunder licks from and transfer them to the harmonica. Okay, hope that's been good, and hope you've enjoyed it, and until the next time, this is Ricky Cool signing off. Cheerio for now. Back to the fast Jazzy Blues.